We are here in Orlando. I got Tapa Toro, I got Chef Roberto Trevino, episode 8. Now here, let's do this. Come on. All right, so, Senor Roberto Trevino.
Trevino, sì.
It's been a while, bro.
Yeah.
We haven't seen each other in a bit. Last show we did was great.
Was great. It was a while ago. I think I was about, I measure things now. The older I get, not so much in time and in pounds.
Uh-huh.
I was maybe about 4 pounds lighter.
I think I was about 12 pounds lighter. So there you go.
Well, this doesn't help.
No, it doesn't, but we're going to enjoy that anyway.
Yeah, of course.
So listen, this is rapid fire. It is world famous. You're on it. And let's get started.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let me get a sip of this first.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna
right. Salud.
Cheers. Salud.
Welcome to Tapa Toro.
And Tapa Toro is beautiful, by the way.
Ah.
All right, so let's talk to 10-year-old Roberto Trevino. What did the 10-year-old little Trevino want to be when he grew up?
You know, you're gonna laugh. I'm gonna give you a couple things because there was, and I lived it for a long time. I wanted to be a dog catcher because I thought being a dog catcher was kind of like a cool job until I realized dog catcher is kind of the enemy of all dogs. So then I wanted to become a veterinarian. I used to then walk dogs and I would go clean at the veterinarian.
You love the animals. All right, because for a second,
I'm talking very young.
When you're like, I was about to leave.
Yeah.
Take my mic off, I'm out.
Yeah, no.
So you want to be dog catcher. All right, so what was the transition? You went from, all right, 10 years old, I want to be a veterinarian, dog catcher, I love the animals. And then you're like, now you're, cutthroat. I got knives and fire and steam and I got into the kitchen. What got you there?
Once again, I think either you're born for the kitchen or you're not. And when I finally realized, or at least I should say when my father finally realized I wasn't the best student in the world, he wanted to kind of deter me from having to be a worker all my life. And he sent me to work in a kitchen with a friend of his restaurant.
Teach you some stuff.
And you know what? Teach me that I would probably rather become educated than become a work dog. You know what I mean?
True.
And it didn't happen. I absolutely fell in love with the kitchen, and it's been my career since. So.
That's it's a similar theme. It's a similar answer from other chefs with that same question.
Right.
It's like, hey, I did it either I needed some extra money, but I fell in love, or you know what, my old man told me to get into it, and hey, I cut my fingers, but I fell in love, whatever,
Right.
So if you had one food for the rest of your life that you can only have, what would it be?
Arroz blanco de Puerto Rico.
Okay.
If I could have one food for the rest of my life, I would have white rice, but Puerto Rican style. It's a medium grain rice, plenty of salt, plenty of oil, and it has a very unique flavor. And one will say like it's just rice, but it goes beyond just being rice. It's kind of like, it's like the staple, not getting into the beauty of the whole rice trip, but you know what? It's that tasty.
But it's also your soul food.
It's my soul food, definitely. There's no doubt about it being my soul food. But at the same time, if I could pick one thing, of course, maybe I have to add one thing to it because it's a dish, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say a dish. White rice with a fried egg on top.
Oh, hell yeah.
Done.
I could even go for that.
I went for a little luxury.
I can go for that. Grandma, don't hate me. Rest in peace. So here's the deal. Kitchen utensils, right? Everybody's got a favorite. Everybody has something that they can't live without. What's yours?
What's my favorite kitchen utensil? You know what? There's these These pans that I've been using, we're lucky enough to have them here at Tapa Toro, and I've been using them. I have stacks of them from former restaurants in my garage. But they're these like really thin, like all steel, like almost like if they were like a skillet, but they're thin, like the French pan, you know? They get really hot, like instantly, and you can sear pieces of fish on there, and it looks like they're just seared beautifully, and you can heat up instantly, you can cook your shrimp in them and everything. But I have to say it's that particular pan.
I love that answer.
You know, it would be. That's it.
I love that answer.
Right?
That's not a normal answer.
No?
No, and I love it, and it's got a good story behind it. I love it. So, we all know the situation that we're in right now in terms of the economics of things in the food service industry. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard is it to put employees into this restaurant?
It's very hard. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably good 10 and a half. It's so hard right now. It's unbelievable. As a matter of fact, it's a double-edged sword because you say to yourself, well, like, you know, hey, you know, it is what it is. At least I'm here. At least I'm dealing with it. But it's demanding.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get enough kitchen personnel that's qualified enough to kind of, you know, put together the vision you have for the restaurant or for the plates.
Yep.
And you kind of have to say, well, if you can't do it, then guess who has to do it?
Do you know how I'm looking at this?
Yeah.
I believe that this is going to forge, this is going to create some giant names and reputations on people who would never had that opportunity before.
I agree on all sides.
I mean, because you know what? I know, yourself included, I know a lot of chefs right now who are doing 5 jobs, including dish, and they're making it happen, and they're animals, you know, and the people who are supporting them, you know what? Those are the cats that are going to get the next level up next, you know, on this next go around too. So,
I know, definitely. And you know what? And the chefs who haven't had to really go back in the kitchen because they've had so many cooks just doing everything they say, you know, they find themselves back in the kitchen.
yeah,
And it's a good and bad. I mean, I think it's good because,
it's less chef envy and actually more chef.
and you know what? It's what you got into the business in the first place. So, I mean, I think it's wonderful. I mean, it's tough. I mean, I've had a couple nights where I've been like, whoa, I haven't felt this way since I was a young cook and didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And sometimes I find myself in a situation where it's just overwhelming. And in this restaurant in Tapa Toro here in Icon Park, imagine Icon Park on International Drive, it's like packed.
Yep.
Orlando's the #1 tourist destination in the United States right now.
Yep.
You know, and we are in absolute, you know, I would have to say equivalent to any other of the big parks. Obviously Disney's Disney and Universal, all these things happen, but we're on International Drive. There's conventions, there's tourists,
Yes.
there's a whole ton
Which
of
are
people
starting
coming
to come in so strong, like you just said. I mean, it's hardcore. This place is going to fill up in no time.
Oh, and I tell you, this place does well. We are just packed every single night.
I mean, I said it earlier, it's a beautiful restaurant.
It really is.
All right, so picture this, chef. You have, imagine if you will, Whitney Houston, Dean Martin,
All right.
Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
Which one of those bands or entertainers best embodies you?
I like to say, well, I mean, you know, I would have to say Dino.
Okay.
You know, because I mean, Dean Martin was so chic, so hip. You know, he loves the
Crazy cool.
sauce.
Yeah, man.
Super cool. You know, what can I? I'd say Dino, although I'd love to say I'm Guns N' Roses because I like to be wild, but I think at my point, at my age and my time right now in my life, I would say definitely Dino. Whitney, I'm not sure. Whitney.
Everybody, hey, there's got to be a diva, and somebody's going to be a diva. Somebody will be a
goodness.
diva.
Oh, wait. Whitney's funny though.
All right, so Chef, what is next for Roberto Trevino? What do you have coming up?
Wow. You know, I like to approach things day by day. Right now, I'm certainly, you know, Tapa Toro's been around for 6 years. My role right now is to get it to live another 6 years. Kind of revamp it enough and to give it enough juice again.
Well, you're culinary director for the group, right?
Yeah, culinary.
What's the other restaurants in the group?
There's Tapa Toro. There's Taberna Opa,
Yeah, that's a nice one.
which really Vasily, the owner, he's like It's his baby. I don't
That's a
really have to do
classic.
much there. I don't have to do much,
It's
to
a
be
classic.
honest with you. This has been my point of focus here. And then there's another restaurant, which I'm gonna leave as a big secret still because they wanna kind of like let it go. It's gonna be 7,000 square feet.
You can tell me.
Point Orlando, prime real estate in the absolute prime area of Point Orlando. And that's all I'm gonna say at this point.
Hey, look, I don't want any trouble, okay? I don't want any trouble, all right? Well, listen, I appreciate that you took the time to have us come to the restaurant, kind of take over for a little while.
Nice.
I do want to say that this segment was brought to you by Don Pablo, Coffee Growers and Roasters. Like, guys, if you haven't tried this coffee yet, you have to do it, all right? You can find it on Amazon. It's the #1 selling coffee on Amazon. Come on, let's do this. Make it happen. Chef.
And you know that I love that coffee.
I know you do.
I so love it.
I know you do. Cheers. Thank you. While the chef is cooking, I'll be enjoying coffee from the best coffee company on the market, Don Pablo Coffee Growers and Roasters. Find it on Amazon.com. Cheers. All right, out there, walk-in confessions. Come on, let's do this. Okay, chef, so this is our walk-in confessions segment. You know what it's about. So, I mean, horror stories in the food service industry. I know you got some. Talk to me. What do you got?
Well, I mean, first of all, I love that you bring, the walk-in conversation because the walk-in in every kitchen becomes like the place of the descent, the mutiny starts in the walk-in sometimes with bad chefs. The young chef gets yelled at by the old chef in the walk-in, and the walk-in has kind of become that place where anything goes.
It's
I mean,
church.
as far as anything
It's
can be said.
almost church.
Yes. So let's see. Craziest thing, is that what you're asking? Like, I don't know, bro. I mean, there's so many. And there's some that are super light that I don't want to. You know what? I'll give you one. It's about 1994, all right? San Juan, Puerto Rico, all right? I'm a young chef. I just got to Puerto Rico. I was working at the hotel. I started getting a reputation for being a maverick. Cooking, right? So I get invited to go cook at a country club with a bunch of other chefs, but I'm only helping my chef, I'm not there as like a premier chef, I'm just helping. And some of the big dog chefs of San Juan are there, and I'm like, wow, I've heard of this guy. Oh my God, this guy's amazing, what a chef, And the old host chef, it's a country club, all right? In the city though, it was just kind of like a club, a diners club kind of thing, but it was a private club, well, whatever the case. So we're cooking, we're doing this party, and the old chef is the host chef. Literally goes into the oven to pull out a big old paella, and he starts going, and he has done.
No way.
Done, all right? Done in the kitchen. And I remember, I'm not saying any names because I don't want nothing going.
Yeah, no.
But I remember a couple of other chefs just says, we gotta keep pulling out the food, and they literally dragged them off to the side.
Oh my God. You know what? But so the paella made it.
The paella made it, and it was amazing. Famous last meal? I'm not sure if you could call it that, but that happened.
All right. That
That's
story wins. I don't know what's gonna beat. I don't know what's gonna beat that story.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, the funniest thing, they had to like pry his hand off the paella because he was just like.
Yeah, no, I get it. Oh my God.
I mean, he didn't die at the moment. He kind of came later, but he had his like last moments in the kitchen there. And I've often said, if you're gonna go, just go down in the ship like that.
You know what? I mean, he went out like a gangster, and at the end of the day, I mean, he went out doing what he loved. So, gang, for everyone watching this right now, I say it now every week, it's a thing. Tip your waiters, your bartenders. You see the chef, give them a hats off. I mean, these people, we in this industry, we go all the way to the end, as you just heard, to make sure you're getting a pretty plate and a full belly. So,
and nobody knew that the chef had walked on, you know, which is amazing. But the paella was indeed saved and served, and crazy.
the next time I have paella, I'm gonna tip some over for that chef. Just for you.
A little tip of paella.
Roberto.
Aye, aye.
Thank you.
They call me Don Pablo, and 20 years ago, I discovered my passion for great quality coffee. Today, we're roasting excellent quality coffee that's rich, smooth, and very complex. It's a taste that's new in the world.
Chef, I mean, look what you brought out here for me. I mean, I gotta tell you, I'm really out of my mind with this. So do me a favor, tell everybody out there watching, what are we looking at? The drinks, we got all kind of good stuff
Well, let's
here.
start with the drinks because I need a sip. All right?
True story.
This is a gin and tonic Sevillana, or a Seville gin and tonic.
Okay.
Everyone, I mean, you know what? Gin and tonic is huge in Spain, and you'd say, well, it's so English, but the English actually saved the Jerez, and the gin business actually saved the Jerez business in Spain, so it became very popular. So this is a very authentic Spanish drink, even if it's a gin and tonic.
That's so smooth
Yeah.
and delicious right now.
And of course, you know, Edgardo, the head bartender here, the mixologist, he does all the, you know,
Fancies.
all the tried and the herbs, and it gives it that savoir-faire, you
Right,
know?
so we're in Orlando.
Yeah.
It's Florida.
It
It's
sure
hot
is.
out there. This is what you need in your life when you come here to Tapa Toro in Orlando. You order that. You need it. Chef, please,
Well,
what else?
and just because I need this wonderful Paloma. It's a tequila and grapefruit, La Paloma, La Paloma.
La Paloma.
Que rico. Oye, I'm reinventing.
Can I just say, que rico. Wow,
Que rico.
I love it.
As far as the food, you know, see many plates in front of you. You know, in España, it's all about el tapeo. You know, the paella. Obviamente, we have a paella pit here. That, you know, you saw it. Amazing. I would have to say that you can base the entire restaurant on the paella pit, and everything else is just filler.
Wow.
And it's that good. And the rice they bring from Spain, you know, we make the sofrito, we make it all. It's very authentic paella. We don't make it with long grain. We don't make it with risotto. Everyone has their tricks. This is a really authentic paella, and it's wonderful. It takes 35, 40 minutes, you know. It is what it is. But this is what the tapas are all about.
All right,
So, yeah, this is nuestro pulpo a la gallega. Wanted to give it a little stylized effect, you know, as opposed to just paprika and potatoes.
sure.
And we cook the octopus here in house. It's my own technique. I actually like dunk it, and then I take the legs, and I have this arm just holding up the head, and I'm just like literally like if I was like milking a cow,
Okay.
bringing the legs back into a straight mode, and you'll see the quality of the octopus is really in the technique. I mean, this stuff comes from Spain. It's amazing, but
Oh my God.
yeah, right. And you can see this. I gotta cut a piece because I mean, you know, as a matter of fact, when I'm
And that's a big fat piece of octopus too.
yeah, right. Wonderful. It's octopus. I mean, that piece is probably dry, more like an octopus jerky because it's a small piece, but this,
All right, so you brought that up. I like the more charred on the, you know, if I have a piece of octopus and there's a charred piece, I'm eating it. I'm eating everything.
No, I'm with you. And the potatoes, you know, potato dishes in Spain are huge. La patata. They don't call it papa. They don't call it potato. Patata. So these are patatas con chorizo y huevo frito. Nothing says Spain more than aioli, patatas, and fried egg. All right, so this is something I would recommend you just cut right down the middle of the egg and let that yolk just spread all over everything. And then it's delicious. It's good, but now it's delicious.
Yes. I love it when you call me Big Patata. You know what I mean?
The big patata. Just call me Big Patata.
I love it. I love it. So, and then what else we have over here?
Okay, this is a little combination. I just wanted to bring some of the classics. Queso de cabra, de morcilla, excelente. Queso manchego, pan con tomate. Lo clásico de toda España. And this is probably the most simple of dishes and truly my favorite of all Spain.
Yeah?
Because it's that simple. Tomato, salt,
Refreshing.
olive oil, great piece of crusty bread, delicious.
I mean, this goes, I'm all about this.
And of course, a piece of manchego, with every bite. And I think this is where Tapa Toro has consistently been voted one of the top Spanish restaurants in all of Orlando because of its authenticity. Vasily goes crazy he drives to Plant City to bring us these wonderful tomatoes that we then grind and turn it into this. Because he realizes the importance of bringing that high quality. Giving it that feeling that, estás en España. At 7 o'clock every night, flamenco dancers. There's 2 shows a night. Every night. The place has such an authentic flavor, a good, hey, nothing says more than theme than coming to the parks in Orlando, than coming to Icon Park in Orlando. And then deciding you want to eat at a place like Tapa Toro where you feel like you're not only on vacation, but on another vacation or somewhere exciting.
Out of the country.
Somewhere out of the country. That's what I love about Orlando, and certainly Tapa Toro fills that niche, that sort of Iberian, flavor.
So the decor in here is gorgeous. I mean, they have live paintings on the wall, which are super cool. I mean, again, I come here, I don't care if there was nothing on the walls, I would come here for this food, but the atmosphere is terrific. It's a live restaurant. You need to come here, eat, don't worry about what goes on in the back of the house, and enjoy yourself.
Only know that the food is going on in the right way. I mean, it's a wild place. The restaurant's busy. This here, camarones al ajillo, or gambas al ajillo.
What'd you call me?
Yeah. Gamba. Shrimp al ajillo. Simple, garlicky, smoky from the paprika, el pimentón de la vera. Really delicious. Now, my secret is...
You didn't skimp on the garlic either.
No. We go heavy on the garlic here. I think it's one of those things where we cook it enough where it's not raw garlic, but it's there.
Wow.
Delish.
Yeah, no, really. Normally, I try to save some stuff for Willie to eat.
No, exactly.
Willie is our ace cameraman, post-production master. I don't think he's gonna get anything today. I'm sorry, Willie. I love you, man.
Está muy rico.
Sorry. I'm just kidding.
Go cheese for morcilla.
Oh my God.
Deliciousness. One thing about tapeo, eating with friends and family, no one cares if you double dip.
True story. True story. Chef, look, we've been here for a few hours. We appreciate you letting us take over the restaurant, everything that you've done for us today. The food is amazing. Thank you for having us come out. Appreciate you being on the show.
Always, my friend. Salud, and I tell you another thing. There's good things coming, We see it all around. I see it. It's a tough time, but chefs are coming together. They're excited about doing things. What
Actually, you know what I remembered in the episode that we shot several months ago? I think we brought something up to the effect of, the situation we're in is like a wildfire. Burns the forest down. Oh my God, it's terrible. But from that, you have new growth new things happening. And that's where we are.
Well, new things like my podcast. It came in the absolute darkest moment.
Did we talk about your podcast?
I don't think so, but it's called Survival of the Fittest is the soup du jour. Chef Roberto Trevino, we're on 18 platforms. We talk a lot of meat, but I tell you what.
What's your what platforms can they find you?
Oh man, all of them. iTunes, all of them.
I know.
Really.
I catch you sometimes on
SoundCloud
Spotify.
and Spotify.
Yep.
So I mean, for me, I'm like, really? But awesome. Obviously, Havoc Media has everything to do with that. Rick, they do a great job with my
Yeah,
stuff.
and you know, off-camera conversations. I heard that you're getting a lot of activity and a lot of action. So, congratulations on that. And hey, listen, one day maybe you want to have me on your show. Just saying, and you know, we can kind of blow that up.
Yeah, we're about to. No, yeah, definitely. Well, because you're in your own right. I hear that people, when they see you in restaurants, they recognize you and they call you out. I love that. I love that though. Hey, that's how it is, and that's a wonderful thing. So, thanks for giving us, you know, that kind of exposure and bringing chefs back into the light, because it's been a dark time, and I think we're ready to move forward. And guys like you are making it happen for guys like me.
I appreciate you,
that.
my man. I do.
Yes, my brother.
Cheers.
Can we get more of these?
Yeah, really. Give me one of those. Cheers.